Hello. It's Jaden Avery here. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm trying something a little different, where I'm gonna do something on Instagram TV and just like see how that is. Got my little notebook here, scratch outs and everything, because I feel like it's just not a video unless you scratched out like a whole paragraph, right? Alright, so look. The way life works. No, the way life works is like we're always seeming to be choosing the positive from the negative, right? Um, and so we're choosing the relative, right? What we relate to, what is relative, versus the irrelevant, what does not connect to us at all. And at times we have suffered because we've chosen the irrelevant, thinking it was positive, but really it was positive for the moment, and you needed to have your homework done, and you just watched TV, and you fell asleep. And then you woke up and it was like, oh, I need to finish the homework before I get to the class. But if you don't finish it, it's like now you can see what I'm saying. We're choosing the negative from the positive. And so again, choosing that negative from the positive, you are perfecting the process all throughout life. You're making it easier to choose the positive over the negative. So in life, we're learning for who we are and how we see life and how life presents itself to us. This is what I'm choosing. I'm choosing the positive for me, right? And for my situation over the negative. But the way that magic works is that because you are living and choosing the positive over the negative, you, what did I say? You gain momentum. And so magic works with like the 7 universal principles. And so what it is like you gain momentum and then you start swinging, right? From left to right, but the whole time you are gaining momentum because you are choosing that positive. You're choosing the positive. You're choosing the positive. You're choosing the positive, and so your life starts to reflect that. It's like that book, The Secret, right? How to manifest things. You manifest them by acting like you have them already, but the truth about The Secret was that it didn't really mention that we have a lack mentality program that we're running. And so the reason why we're doing so many ugly things is because, I wasn't supposed to get into this, but whatever, it's a channel. The reason why we're doing so many ugly things, it's stemmed by us thinking that there's not enough this. And normally, I know it sounds really, really like crazy, but it's like, normally it's because we are finding that there's not enough love. We feel like we don't have enough love, or we don't have enough, resource, right? The thing with the toilet paper, I mean, and the water, right? We still haven't ran out. No one is literally policing you to your door yet. So we did overreact. We overreacted. Yeah, that's what that was. So the way that magic is working is that you gain this momentum from choosing the positive. How many times I'm going to say that? But you choose the positive and the negative, and then it starts to reflect itself in your life. But you have no idea what it is that you're creating for yourself, because some of these things, they start to stick. They start to this is exactly why we're actually over here, why I started the video over here, because I'm going to do a reading today. But it's like the reason why we started over here is because I didn't understand what this was, okay? I mean, like, my definition for this was the blind leading the blind. I don't know if you see these right here, these two things. Yeah, they're like little like eye cross outs. So each animal on their eyes, they had these little cross outs because and they were kings and queens, and they were, the man, right? But it was also like a mirror thing where they were us. Whatever. Anyway, what it was about was that what it was about was not what the reason why I made these things, right? Now, I did make them to sell, so honey, they're still for sale. But but look, it was like I had to clean my house. I could only find 4 of the completed crowns, right? But did I know that later on that week, I think it was that week, later on that week, I had gotten into a meditation early in the morning, just like this, and was just sitting up in my bed, meditating, and I was meditating about these angels that I was talking to, and I found out that they are my, my guardian angels, and that I have 4, and they're always here with me. Let me not get distracted again, but I was meditating, and then I look across the room, and then here I see the 4, and I didn't know, I didn't think about it, because the thing is that maybe for the last 2 years, all 4 of these angels' names have been just spilling out of my mouth, like just spilling out, just like when I'm praying, just like thank you, and then I'll be like Archangel Michael, thank you, or Archangel Celeste, thank you, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, this is how magic works. What I call magic now, my new name for magic is spirit works. Okay? Because I feel like we're too, what's it called? Some words get sensationalized. Some words they get a lot of attention. They garner a lot of use. So, like, no one wants to say stay woke anymore because it feels so corny right now, right? Because we just used the shit out of that word. And it did design like a decade, like it really, not a decade, but like a year or two. It did design, no, it was like a good 5 years actually. That Stay Woke was on, and we were really needing to stay woke, and this was something that we wanted, that we were trying to do. Anyway. So I was feeling gratitude towards these 4 angels in this meditation. And I had this moment where I just looked up and it was like, ah, right? You don't know what this life is going to bring you. That's the thing. You don't know what it's going to bring you. And so that's why I wanted to bring up these, because it's like, I had no idea. When I was creating them, like I said, to sell. I was creating them to sell. So it's like, I didn't understand that they were going to have such a deep connection with me. And even right now, I just made that joke. That was like, they are still for sale. And they are, but it's, but it's like literally, if this whole Corona gig blows over, the way I feel like it is, because I feel like we're going to get like some type of, thing to help it, whatever. But, antidote. If this whole thing blows over and I'm able to, make the money that I want to make, do you think I'm going to sell these? No. That makes no sense. Why would I sell them if I have such a connection to them? But if I'm still in this, like, situation that I'm at right now, and I have a buyer, Spirit knows I'm selling these. It was that moment. It was that moment that I had with Spirit and my angels. That this whole thing was about. But you don't know what life is going to throw at you. So you have to be ready to be liquid, be flexible, and change with it. That's my point to bringing these up. And I didn't even realize that till right now. Honestly and truly, this is not even in my notes. Because we're done with this first page. But like, if I can, if I have all my ducks in a row, I'm not selling these. These are gonna be in my house, okay? But if I'm still needing something, that's what this is for. You have to not stay with one labeled definition of something, okay? In actuality, let me just talk to you about what I was thinking about. I'm going to talk to you free-hearted. This is not written down. It's my disclaimer for this whole video. The purpose for this video, I think I'm going to be calling it about the Bible. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to call it. And that's my second page. Strap in. We're going to be here for a while, kids. All right? that's why I think I wanted to not write down my disclaimer, because I wanted to come from the heart. And when I looked up the definition of disclaimer, it was saying that you were not taking responsibility for something. And oh, I am. And so it's like, actually, like, that's what it's about. I've lived the responsibility. A lot of people know this about me. I grew up Jehovah's Witness. So oh, I get it. I get it. And I understand why. I understand what the word apostasy means. The word apostate. I get that. I even looked it up just this morning, and I was thinking to myself, wait, am I? Because I'm about to go in, and this disclaimer was for people who are deeply, deeply, deeply into, like, the Bible, like tied their life and their beliefs around the Bible. Um, and that they do it a little bit more than others. So yeah, this was my disclaimer, that this is actually not apostasy, because it's like the apostasy would be renouncing a belief system. But this is not, a lot of us, and what I actually believe is that a lot of us, we didn't actually bring ourselves to the Bible. Our parents and the generations before us brought it to us. So So if I knew that the Bible was saying all of these messages when I was 9, and when I got baptized at 9 and going door to door, I probably would not have done it, but I was young, so I was gonna do it, right? And so it's like, it's almost like Spirit kind of does put your hand on the trigger of the gun, right? It does. Spirit, like, kind of, you incriminate yourself from when you're younger, because you're gonna do what your parents are doing. And that means that you now have stake in the game, because you have, I went out into field ministry. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? What is me posting? This is my field ministry. A lot of, people, whatever. But all I'm saying is, I would not have taken up the, if I had understood what the different of the versions of the Bible were saying in their crevices, you know what I'm saying? I probably would not have taken light and, taken side in this story. I wouldn't have, gone in the way I did. Like, I got baptized at 9. They let you choose. I chose. Okay? Like, I was like, gung ho. But I feel like I got off at the right stop. And I got to understand what's right for myself. And, yeah, so my disclaimer is just that this might not be for everybody, but this is not apostasy, because it would be renouncing a belief system, but I'm not renouncing that, because I'm asking these questions because most people don't agree with this. So this is for, and I have to be frank, I can't pull my punches, because I've been meditating about this for quite some time now, and I think today was the day I woke up with these questions in my head, and I want to share them with you. Okay, so now, note, I do indeed, okay, I do quote the Bible in my work. With my clients as a spiritual consultant and a tarot reader, I quote the scriptures all the time. Because why? And I'm going to bring this up at the end, but it's a book, it's a journal, it's a book of journals of respected minds from that time, from the period of time. So what else do you think, like, the newspaper is? What do you think reputable book companies do, right? When you go sign a book deal, what do you think they're doing? They're reading it over. New York Times bestseller. What do you think we're doing? We're just doing the same thing. We're just being human like we always were, okay? And that's what the Bible is. It's a whole bunch of journals. So you can pick and choose. Yes, you can pick and choose. Yes, it's not saying that you have to take the whole gig, okay? You need to make sense of it your own way, okay? And no, that's not saying to rationalize hatred. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying rationalize hatred. What I'm saying is use your freaking mind. Okay? So, in light of that, I have these questions, and I'm gonna give you the answers. I'm gonna give you these answers, okay? So, you don't even gotta wait. You don't even gotta wait like that. Okay? You gonna get these answers. You gonna get these answers. Okay. So, let's just start out the gate. Okay? These are very strong. It's strong. It's strong. Okay? I don't know why my lip does this. Whatever. Anyway. Adam and Eve, real or not? We have no documents, no files, no papyrus scroll. Alright? Real or not? Right now, on the spot, are they? Do you know? You don't. You don't know. We have found the oldest woman that we found, and we call her Eve. Okay, next question. Okay, who told you to read the story? Who told you to read the book? The Bible? It was your parents, your guardians, or the world, told you, like, this is the good book. This is the this is the oldest book. That leads me to my next question. The oldest book? Nope. Sumerian cuneiforms. 3200 BC. And the Bible was like 1200. So, I'm just saying. All right. Do I have to clarify? To clarify, it is before Christ. So, 3,200 years before Christ. We're still measuring by Christ. And then versus the Bible that most of us read, it was from 165 BC to 1200 BC. Okay? So it is not the oldest book written. Okay? Has the book been the excuse and reason for genocide? Remember, I'm going to give you the answer, but I feel like you have these answers. Like, I feel like you're answering them right alongside with me, because this is the level that I want to start at. I want to start at a very low and base level. We're not even talking about we're not going to talk about the gay issue. We're not going to go there, okay? I'm just going to go for the low-hanging fruit, because I want to get us all on the same page. You see? We actually are on the same page. We're just getting stuck to the details, and we're not trying to change, right? See? Getting stuck. What if I was like, no, now these represent my 4 angels. I can't tell these ever. Spirit's gonna be like, I gave you a mind, I gave you this creative spirit to make things that are beautiful and sell them so you can have money to get your idea across, our idea across. Speaking to me as spirit, I gave you these tools so you can use it. When somebody's trying to hurt you, spirit gave you legs so you can run. You understand? That's what I'm saying. So if I get stuck on that, then I can't do anything. If you get stuck on it, you can't do anything. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This book, genocide. Low-hanging fruit. I was telling you, I'm just going for because we're all right here, and we're all, the Me Too is going on. We're finally sending R. Kelly to jail. Oh, that leads me to R. Kelly. R. Kelly was the next one. That is Spirit telling me to move on. That's what that is. Spirit said to shut up. Okay, so if there was any book that we know was read by either R. Kelly or the priest who was touching the little choir boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the book that tells the woman to marry her rapist if she's with child. That's the book that I'm going to say, that's the one that I would blame. I'm just saying. And please, if you don't believe me, it's called the Old Testament. That God was not, that God was not societally. To put that in perspective, remember that goth was not devil worship. Goth was extremely gung-ho Christians. That's what goth came from. All right? So just remember that. Okay. Um, how did the colonizers control slaves? Referencing themselves as the master spoken about in scripture. We knew this before. We knew this before Harriet Tubman came out. Okay. We knew this already. All right. And last but not least, because the magic don't stop. Okay. This is from that good old Testament. Her skin was most fair than most. Okay, so this was a seed of racism, and then also an additional seed of envy. So it's like, I just want you to make the best thing that you can out of these questions, right? The very last part of this video, and then I'm gonna do a reading later on today. The very last part of this reading, what we're dealing with the coronavirus. We were just discussing United Healthcare being, what do they call it? Not Marxist. They make it out to be Marxism, but they call socialism. Okay. So we were trying to make United Healthcare seem like socialism. Oh, it is social. Okay. Well, it's just like this is like that same. This is the same gig. I'm sorry. I know it seems like I like switch subjects on you, but this is that same gig. If we want to get stuck in the past, because we're so afraid of Marxism, and we're so afraid of, what was it in Cuba? The what is that system? Basically, we're afraid of getting our freedoms taken away as a country. As a country, if we're afraid of our freedoms getting taken away, and that is the stem of our fears, we need to connect with that theme of fear, okay? And then we need to break that cycle. The way to break that cycle is now we're not going to reconstruct those same Babylonian towers, okay? The game is not to reconstruct those towers that easily fall. Now it's time to rebuild our society. Now it's time to rebuild our lives from ground all the way the top up. It needs to be for all. And when I mean for all, I mean not for just black people, not for, it was never going to just be for just white people ever again. I mean, now, come on now. We were never going to do that again. But let's not try to do like the whole you should already know how I feel about the reverse racism thing. Like, whew! Anyway, we're not going to try to make it one-sided anymore. It's not just for women. It's not just for the gays. It's not just for the underdog. Now it needs to be for everybody. I hope my foot wasn't dirty. Okay, so this needs to be for we need to make everything for everyone. All right, and we can't get stuck on the past. I feel like the thing with Joe Biden is getting stuck with the past, y'all. Like, this is, come on. Like, come on. Like, let's live live. Let's live live. Okay, let's live life live. All right, and we got to stop trying to go to the past to experience something that is done. It is over. It is over. Okay? You need to be ready, because now it's like this is not socialism. Every person needs healthcare, and that's the end of the story. That's it. If you get sick, did you pay to come out of your mom's birth portal? Did you? I will ask that question to the end of time. When you paid to come out, your mom paid for you to come out, because that was very painful, she said. I've heard. Actually, no. I know this from other lives. We're not going to go there. But that was painful. All right. So, I hope that I drew the connection between these two. Because it's really like two systems that are failing forever. They were always failing. Okay? Because I hear the Spanish Inquisition in my head. Somebody's saying the Spanish Inquisition. But these systems were always failing. The way that the Bible was causing war has caused war, it is ridiculous when I have looked up the number of wars fought in the name of God. And my belief is that our hearts were not in the right place. So how could we be able to understand this book from the Almighty? How? How could you understand it? Why? Is because I feel like I was about to say eat the cake. Eat the apple. Eat the apple, Eve. You gotta eat that good old apple, Adam. Eat that apple. Start it off. Start the whole game off. Because what we're trying to do is bring ourselves full circle. That's what Spirit wants to do. That's what Spirit is always doing. When you count from 1 to 10, it's telling a story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, new level, and then, wait, it's like 10, and then it's like the new level is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. It just goes, it keeps on going. And so every single number has a story that it's telling around the circle. So we have to keep this story moving. Keep the story moving. Don't be trying to go to the past, make America great. When? When? We have new wants and we have new needs now. Okay? We don't want to go back to slavery times. I'm sorry, but we're out of gas, like oil, rather. We're out of oil. There is no more. We should leave the rest for the earth. How about that? Like, we need to be making these renewable energies. We need to. Okay? And honestly, it's like, please do not, like, the money system is gonna fall apart. Because it was built on nothing. You built it on, let's say if you built money on dirt. You're just using it up now. Now you've used it up, and now you used up all of Earth. Congratulations. It's time for a new system. Don't fight it, okay? Please don't fight it. Just move along with it. I love you so much. Love to all. Bye-bye now.